And now we're going with the introduction, right? I've been talking to myself the entire time and doing the introduction, as it seems. But anyways, we're back and we're online, and I'm just going to assume that none of that went forward because I've been here for 5 minutes talking to myself and nobody chatting. Make sure you've got me going. In the pin is how you get the comments. I've been trying to get that. And so a little bit of a blip to start everything this morning, but you see the chat that was there, and yeah, we're here. Anyway, Cardiff City, the Wrexham women, we're firing this one up, and it's an exciting time to be here, the Welsh Cup. A couple of things, surprises right off the outset. I'm going to be honest. I'm shocked that Rosie's not in the lineup. I'm also shocked that Dickens isn't in the lineup. For me, Dickens was my vote for player of the season. She had a hell of a season in the midfield, and I thought it was the midfield that stirred the drink. 92.3% of the matches that she started and not in today. I find that fascinating for Rosie. I mean, she had some injuries throughout the season, but leading scorer, player of the season, 16 goals, and that's out of the lineup and at least into the subs bench. I'm assuming that it's because of pace. It could be because of injuries. If somebody knows any better, by all means, let me know what your concerns is, and what you know. But for me, it's a situation where I think Cara Jones, my vote for young player of the season, had 12 goals, stirring the drink up front. Gibbard, lots of pace. I think that's the answer. Is when and she might not be well, but when I look at the outcome, we've had a number of a 3-0 loss, a 3-0 loss, a 3-1 loss, 6-1, 5-1, and what's hurt us every time, pace and Kehoe. For Cardiff City, just being able to distribute. And did I spell her name wrong? I did. I spelled her name wrong in the starting lineup. I'll fix that. My apologies to her. Kehoe. But it's been her pace. Every Cardiff City I've watched, she's lit us up, carving through the middle and being able to go left or right with her boot or take the shot herself. So S4C is a struggle. They do have English link as well as a Welsh link. And I'm waiting and hoping that I can get the live commentary from Mark Griffiths that's available. You can see the pinned comments that are there. And so if you're able to bring up the listen live, I haven't got sound yet from it. And so I'm waiting for them to log in. I'm hoping. If not, it's usually Welsh until the game starts. So there's some comfort there. But good morning to you, and thanks for joining. I've put the poll up there for where your expectations were for the year. For me, it's been an exceptionally positive year. I didn't have them in the top 4 when I was planning. I thought you could be on the English link, Don. Is because it's Welsh during the pre-game. I always panic, so I'm not panicking this part. But when S4C has it, you get Welsh throughout, and I'm lost. So I'm just listening and not really comprehending what's happening. It should get there. And W&G's got the obvious comment that's right there. Is this one's going to be a tough one for the women, and not one against them. They've only scored twice over 5 games, and they've allowed, well, do the math, 11 plus 6 is 17 games to 2 over 5 games. The goals for, goals against. It's going to be a battle. I like the changeup. It does something. It's a brave move by Steve to say, look, we've put out the lineup as it was, and it hasn't worked. SC4 is way ahead of the YouTube. Yeah, well, that's not going to be good because then I'm going to be behind forever. But we will see where we are at. If you haven't been here before, the one thing that I ask is try to draw things back so that you're on the same pace as me. And if you can't do that, at least no spoilers. So if we can get away with doing that, we're going to have a wonderful morning chatting women's football and how this team's going to go forward during the season. I'll be honest with you, when it comes to potential changes and signings and that sort of stuff, I simply don't have enough information to be able to give insight as to where we think answers are going to be. I will say this: we've got a young squad that's performed exceptionally well. Like Morgan in goal has been a rock. That anchors girl, the 16-year-old who's come in on a couple of occasions when Dell couldn't fit in, I think she's stolen the job away from Boland, who Boland has a great resume, but just didn't look as solid all the way through. So we're set there. The back line experienced of the group, but through the midfield, like you look, Lily's obviously, Cara Jones. I'm going to be honest, clear and away young player of the season for me. Love Lily and think she's amazing, and she's had herself a great year, and she's a wonderful person and a human being, and I'm not taking away from her at all. But I have to be honest. I think Cara absolutely crushed the season, and sort of out of nowhere for me. Lily had the screamer, the goal, but Cara had 12, second leading scorer on the team, and I think she's 21. Came out of nowhere for me. Started every game, all 100. Next season. Yeah, Jones will always win that award, Don says. That's probably a guarantee. I will go with that one. Is always going to be somebody to win. We're getting the subscribers ratcheted up, and then I've been away for a little bit, and the season ends, and they've come back down. Trying to get to 2,000 here, so if you guys could hit that subscribe button, like button, get things going, as we are only 15 minutes away from kickoff, and I lose sound during the commercial breaks. It's always a little bit of a panic, but Lightfoot, last year's young player of the year, out of position a little bit, or maybe you guys can help me with that, because I didn't obviously see a lot of women's games last year, but I thought that Lightfoot ran shoulder to shoulder and up front with Rosie. This year, starting to move back and playing mostly over on the left wing. That's not where I recalled her from last year, and whether that's a change, but certainly working. Ruby, how are you? Always going by the nicknames. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the team over the off season, because I expect we have a history of bringing in more and more talent. There were a lot of women who signed over the years. So who's going to end up sliding into a spot, and who do we end up going for? Because there is a separation. I don't think the separation between us and Swansea is that significant, even though we've certainly had our challenges with them. But Cardiff City has been miles away. As we look at Rodney Parade, was a little bit of controversy on the host and the selection. They thought it should have been a place in Northern Wales. They got to pick a neutral site, so they went ahead and did that. And still the Welsh broadcast, if you haven't done this before on S4C, that's normal. As long as you read live football, Wrexham v Cardiff Butte English Welsh Cup Final, and it's not in Welsh, you should be okay. And waiting for Mark and, I've got to play some signal finally, because I'm not getting Mark and Mia, who are apparently on live commentary, anywhere. So if you pick them up, you've got them now. Well, let's hit the refresh button and see if I can figure this all out live as we work together to try and pick all this stuff up. Click to play. Loading. There we go. Excellent. So we've got Mark, and now we just got to line everything up and make sure we're there. You guys are going to be, if you're listening to Mark, and you're listening to S4C, and you've got me in the background, you've got three things to end up lining up in some capacity as we go through this. But we're going to have a good time with it. Look, you play the game any given Sunday, right? Is the saying. If you're not from North America, that's the standard NFL football language. And when I say football, I mean gridiron football. It's all right. As the family's escaping from the home, and they're taking the house down with them. Is on any given Sunday, you never know what happens. You got to play the game, and so let's get into it. We've got the votes going through the poll up front. Looks like everybody thought that their expectations were top four. I'm intrigued. I'm fascinated. Now you can't hear me. Okay, I'm back. Good. I'm hearing him, but I had to click not the play button, but the actual little click to play down below. I hit play, it didn't work, and then I hit click to play underneath the Butte Energy Cup Final, and it popped up, and everybody's there. Mia Roberts has joined her, who, where did Mia go and play off the top of my head? It wasn't Colwyn Bay. That's where the guys went. Was it Ladando? And I'm going to mispronounce it wrong, because I don't have it in front of me. But anyway, she left the team for a little bit and came back on a loan or otherwise, and now she's back helping out with the broadcast stuff, and she always does a remarkable job. So I'm excited for this one. Oh, and yes, if you're not listening to Mark on the YouTube broadcast, there is a pinned comment down below on my YouTube that you can hit there that has the link to the Welsh S4C, to the English S4C, and to Mark. And so you have to go to Mark and then click on, I had to click to play to get that. So we'll get everybody there. If you're having technical issues, by all means, let's figure them all out here. Get everything lined up and figured out. And we'll get into this as we've got commercials going on with the women receiving their cup. Just dominated the Cardiff City women did. And if you haven't seen the team, they're solid in the back with like Chamberlain's impressive. They've got just speed for days. Like that was the difference between the two clubs is not in touch of the ball. It's not in shooting power. It's not a difference in goalkeeping. It really breaks down to just pace. And that Kehoe find that they found, which I've misspelled her name and I apologize to her there, Kehoe, who came from the Caribbean. She's just ripped the middle of our midfield apart. And so that's going to be the answer. And that's why I think no Rosie Hughes, no TJ Dickens. You're going to go with the young Cara Jones and Gibbard. And I don't know Gibbard's age actually, and I don't know her pace, to be fair. I as a style of play, I do think that Gibbard Marie is a little bit quicker. So just 2 years younger. Chicken feed, got the feed. Everybody's set. Everybody's ready to go as we are a whopping 6 minutes away from kickoff and chatting through the lineups. Other than that, if you have ideas as to who stood out for you on the Cardiff City roster, then by all means, share your wisdom. For me, it was. And he's got the girls coming out of the tunnel as I go through audio. I'm staring at a broadcaster, but we must be getting close as we're going to be lining everything up and all of the feeds and all of the time to try to get this one going forward. And I just continue to see the pre-production stuff on Scorio. Yao Mohid playing in the background. Anybody coming to Vancouver? That's the question that I wanted to ask. I don't know if you guys haven't heard as well. The other thing that I'll throw out there is for the Wrexham men, and want to keep this about the women, but for the Wrexham men on their tour of North America, is it raining in Newport? Pouring down. Well, that'll make it entertaining. At least I got a covered stand. Everybody seems to be happy there. The stands look quite full. But yeah, I got my tickets to sit right behind the Wrexham bench for the Vancouver match. I'll just be, if you're facing on the camera a little bit to the right, if you're facing the stands to the left, if on the pitch where I'm facing them. And we're going to be having a meet and greet before. So I'm excited to get to that. Always an option to end up muting a feed. And so if you are coming to Vancouver, consider the pint. It's scalable. We've got a reservation for 10, but the whole area with 120 is already set up. And I'm just getting the women coming out now. So they must be way ahead. They're way ahead. That's ridiculous. Oh, Mark is. So I'm going to have to bring Mark back on the. And can I do that? I might not be able to listen to Mark if I can't pause. Well, I guess I can pause that YouTube to bring it up. So that's what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to pause. Oh, I want to, but he's going live. There's no slider on the listening broadcast. There is on the others because I'd hate to have to end up losing Mark, but I will do that. If somebody's got that figure, listen to Mark on your phone. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that because, well, I guess I can maybe. And my headset was blasting. No, I'm going to have to go with the YouTube one, and I'm going to be a heck of a long ways behind everybody, but that's just what it's going to be. Is the anthem is just starting for me now, so I'm going to be quite far behind. If you can slide on your phone, you can't slide on your desktop, and I need it on my desktop today, and so that's not going to work for me. It is what it is. For those of you that are listening to Mark on your broadcast, feel free to let me know their 2 cents on their feel of the game. It could be fun because usually I get a little bit of insight from Mark that we wouldn't otherwise on the Wrexham women's decisions and how it's going. We're going to go with the neutral broadcast for the watch party for me. Have it your way, and maybe I should shut up during the anthem. I'm listening to the freaking song, man. You know what? Something that us in North America we get every game. Every sports game, you got to stop and you got to do the anthems. If the game's in Canada, you get both anthems if we're playing an American squad. And if you don't know the reference, that's from Slapshot, the movie, an ice hockey movie where they're getting into some banter before the match starts and while the anthem, and he says, "I'm listening to the song." And so some humor there. Yeah, my apologies with the slider. I broke my other headset yesterday, and I know that if I put it on, it's not going to work. So I'm not going to be able to do the slider to listen to Mark, and that's disappointing for me. But you're going to have to decide if you can bring it back. If you're watching on a slider, if you're on the desktop, you're either going to be way ahead of me and you're waiting. Try adjusting Mark's feed on the phone. Yeah, that's how it's going to have to be. Is we all figure out how we end up soaking this one in. It doesn't matter. We are here, and let's go and get a win and bring some hardware home and shock the world, or Wales at least, or North. You know what? The world. There's enough Wrexhamites that follow this, that follow the women and are into the club. That this is a global thing. Don, your guess is as good as mine as to why Rosie isn't starting. You've taken 16 goals out of the lineup. Not to say Gibbert's had 4, Cara Jones has had 12, but the only thing I can think of, is it's a pace thing. When you look at how Cardiff has done with us, winning all 5 games, the closest of them early in the season at 3-0, running away with it later on, 5-1 and 6-0, you got to change it up, I think. And I think the way to change it up is to look to try to match their pace a little bit better. And this isn't to say Rosie's slow by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think that Gibbard and Cara are a little bit quicker. That's the only thing I can think of. And I'll do a Bruins Canucks final. Fine. I mean, there will be another riot in Vancouver if it doesn't work out. But too much hockey, not enough Wrexham. Girls lining up. There's some fire in the eyes, almost ready, like they're looking to march forward and do a haka as they would for the All Whites or the All Blacks or whichever New Zealand team comes forward. They're into it. There's Kehoe. Of course, they go to number 15 right there. I don't know how you go to the Cayman Islands, find an international player, you bring her over, and she just rips everybody apart. But the last is a talent, and Cardiff City now you've got to pay for scouts in the Caribbean to go and try and find people and bring them over. Jason, it's going to be a challenge the whole way through, and I apologize. It will not hurt my feelings if you wanted to slow it down on my end or mute me and just follow along with the chat. However you end up enjoying it, just enjoy ourselves. That's why I put this whole thing together. Cardiff City, if you're not watching, going to go from left to right on your screen for the Wrexham women. We're going from right to left on your monitor at the Rodney Parade in Newport, and I'm sleeping at the wheel and I'm late on the button. Here we go. And I've got Gareth Roberts and Kath Morgan on the broadcast for the Englishes. And it takes me a while to figure out where all the positions are because I don't know enough of the players to figure it all out. As that one just ends up bouncing off of Davies out of bounds. Cardiff City possession, giving it up, and we're going to have a goal kick. Let's the longer this game goes 0-0, the longer that we're in it, even if we're only down 1-0, putting on the pressure, making the Cardiff City girls, who, let's be honest, haven't really faced a lot of adversity throughout the season. Let's put the pressure on them. Game 7, the playoffs. Live in the Caribbean and watch. So Dawn's volunteered to take up the gig of going to scout for the Wrexham men and women in the Caribbean, right, Dawn? I'm looking at the picture there. I don't know, is that too much? Is that a lake? Is it too much greenery? But maybe that's the beach. Power with it, throws it in, right hand side, nice little clear, high line, already up at the midfield stripe, and it was only 8 yards away from it when the kick went forward. See, that's the first lineup where you got to see Gibbard's pace against Kehoe, and Kehoe still with that advantage. It's having a sprinter in the middle of the pitch is just a problem, and the referee pulls that one down. Going to give a free kick there as Lily gets stuck in early. I'm not in the position to be able to comment on that. I mean, it's hard enough. And that's also because things change so much. And I haven't watched women's soccer, American college soccer at all. I've watched Canadian women's college soccer, which is a much lower level than the U.S. But it changes so much, and you can see that just even in the international squads. Like Brazil 6 years ago was nowhere close to being a competitive squad, which was shocking. Cardiff City, just with possession, 18 yards out, Kehoe flips it forward and goes in, but too heavy a touch, and we're going to play the other way. You look at a number of, for the longest time, it was the U.S. women that were the top team up there, right? Because they had the money going into the programs. And now they've been caught up. Canada's in the mix. You've got all of the clubs, Sweden, England, they're all there. So I'm just not in a position to do it. Hey, Denise, how are you from the Red Horde? Cascadia, are you? And I think you're coming up, aren't you, to the Vancouver match? Should be a good one. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is I just don't have the skill set to do that, but we're getting there and getting a read on where things. Yeah, well, Japan won one, didn't they? A long time ago. I think the Women's World Cup when it was in Vancouver, was Japan coming in as the defending champions. North Korean women are exceptional. To be fair, they've always been competitive as well. Well, I guess not really in the last decade, but prior to that, if you didn't have the money, you can end up having the drive, call it. No worries, Jason. It's I'm excited to put it together and to see everybody who's coming. And the women, I'm hoping the women might end up coming too, but they'll take the TST tournament. 7 of the women here playing in that, looking for $1 million prize. As we build it up, no possession for us in the midfield, but see, there's Cara Jones, and her pace is into it. See, I like that. Tell me that's not a good sign. That was Cara Jones. If somebody wants to correct me, I believe it's Cara Jones. Just putting on the burners, and she was there. She was outpacing the defenders, and I love that. That's the type of stuff that we need, and perhaps why she's up there is to put it on. Well done. That's our young player of the year. Sorry, I love you, Lily, but I do think people voted name recognition because on season, I don't know how anybody touches Cara. Next year, maybe. That's awesome. And if you are going down to the U.S., I can also say the local pundits doing some tailgating, which we don't do a lot of in Canada. It's more of a U.S. thing. You guys are obviously familiar with it for Dawn and Denise and gang. But if you're going there, he's going to be doing some tailgating. So stay tuned to him to be able to find out what their plans are. For us, easy. Found a good pub that holds 500 people and said, yeah, we'll leave it all for Wrexham. Come on in. And so we're going to go for it. As a long clear down collected by Chamberlain, the keeper, and she's going to push it forward onto the left-hand side. 5:36, timers up above. Everything seems to be ticking along and good as a giveaway there. And Lovett able to collect it at the midfield stripe, but not able to settle it down. And we're a little bit high here, so she's going to draw it back to Morgan and make the safe play. I think that was the right call. She could have gone back out to the wing, but if there would have been a turnover, we would have been challenged. And yeah. I'm going to have to bring up something else to have the Price had the pace there. A brilliant last name, that Price. That's where my Welsh roots come from, is through a Price line. And that's Price with it again, gets it forward over to the left-hand side, and Davis. Let's go here. I'm seeing good positive signs here. And let's be honest, I haven't watched all of the Cardiff City matches. The last two, not so many. And here, just as I say that, they come the other way here as Oakley just dances around Allen, right-hand side. Allen busting it to get back, slides. She gets beat again, and it's there, and it's up, and it's over the net. Allen got danced around a little bit there by the young Oakley. But good on Allen. She didn't give up. She got beat around the corner. She put her head down. She busted her hump. She got back a little bit too much pace as she goes to do the tackle and misses, and Oakley just draws it around. But I was just saying, a good sign for us is I haven't seen the situation where our pace has been winning balls in the midfield. Where we've been getting opportunity was really on lost touches that had been turnovers that we were able to go on and do something. I've seen more build up here. And they're stuck in. Like, there's some great work there. Davies getting that one. We're going to get a throw in. We're not getting a throw in? Oh, they gave it back to them. I thought the original call just based on the reaction from Price. We got people talking Massachusetts locations. Eating and drinking in a parking lot never sounded that appealing. You got to call it what it is what it is. I don't get it either, but maybe that's just because in Canada we don't get enough good weather. It's either rain or it's snow or mosquitoes. Through the midfield, and Phoebe just blasting through, not afraid. That's got to be Lily setting it down, no? Well done, Lily. Fend them off, and a little bit heavy on the touch, but the pace gets it going the wrong way. I'm loving this. I'm going to be honest. If we can keep this up for the entirety of the 90 minutes, we're going to be in the mix, because this is not a team that's letting them come at us. We're not getting outworked in the midfield, and we're able to build on our own, which I've seen between the other teams that we've played against, but not Cardiff City, and we're doing it. I don't want to get my hopes up. Do I want to get my hopes up? Nice pass. Gibbard gets it through, pushes it up. Kara, she's got pace. Come on, Kara, it's there. Oh, it's a little bit longer. You had the pace even with the ball. Loving it. Loving it. Steve's looking brilliant right now. Put out Kara Jones. Fire her. Young player of the season. I'm going to be mad about it all. Everybody was talking about Cannon for player of the season on the men's side, and how not getting it was the shock. That was the one for me. And Lily, I love you. You're awesome. But right, Brendan? Did they just bring in a track coach 100 meters and just start doing hurdles? And this Oakley down the right side, though, is proving to be a handful as she over touches that one and it rolls out. But she's been flying as well. Diandra, how are you? See, the problem with me with the tailgating thing is it's just there's a limited range of where it's enjoyable, because if it's too hot, you're cooking on the pavement, right? And it's a boiler. I like my air conditioned buildings, and I'm ginger, so I light up red. I don't have any interest. Could Karev just push one more touch to push that forward? Maybe. But you know what? Great ball by Lily in. Morgan grabs it. Away we go. No, she's on the bench. Went with Gibbard and Jones up front. And you know what? I questioned it up at the start, but Kara's been blasting off here and doing her thing. It's been Yeah, I guess that's the thing. And growing up, I grew up in Saskatchewan, so when it does get hot, it gets ridiculous hot. 90, 95, 100, 110 Fahrenheit, 40s in Celsius. But also with a whole bunch of mosquitoes. Who wants that? Anyway, we are 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in as we're up here. Thanks to everybody for joining and signing up. A reminder to hit that like button and the subscribe button if you're new here, as we just have some fun with it. As Cardiff City quick through the midfield. Lovett's going to get asked about her pace. Kehoe on the left-hand side, and well done by Lovett. And the shoulder barge, you bet. Get stuck in. That's the stuff that you need if you're going to be taking Kehoe on, is you've got to be able to. Thank you, Jason, for signing up and joining as a member. I appreciate that. Gotta love it. Having an opportunity with the speedy Kehoe and just saying, if you're in my sphere of influence, I'm going to smash into you. And she got a really good shoulder charge there. Everything. Like I love camping, and I've had a lot of fun going out. There's some great spots around the Lower Mainland that you can just set up a tent and do your thing, and then you get lit up. Mosquitoes are the worst. And my beautiful, wonderful wife it gets destroyed by mosquitoes to a level I've never seen anybody. And she's must be allergic because she gets like quarter-size welts all over. So mosquitoes. Who's doing the comments of the match? Because there it is. Exhaust and sticky, sickly sweet barbecue sauce is not a top culinary experience. There are going to be a lot of people in the United States who are going to be upset with us, criticizing their tailgating experience. Lightfoot with it. First time we've seen her on the ball, taking over on the left-hand side as the season developed. Tell me I'm wrong, but I was used to seeing her up with Rosie, and then she slid back midway. Nice little play through the middle there, but it's a little bit too far for Kara. It's a sweeping pass from Davis getting it forward. It's going to be a tough one to top that. Yeah, I feel bad for her because, and the thing is I'll walk next to her. She'll put on, I don't put on mosquito spray so that I try to get them to come to me, and she'll load up on everything and she'll still get bit and I won't get any bites. Nobody likes gingers. I'm joking. I'm making fun of myself. I am into this game. This is, you watch 3 Cardiff City matches and you felt like there's a class difference between the two of them. I know we're 13 minutes in and maybe hopefully we're not spending all of our gas now, but it's we've had some class here. This is an equal one. Well, this isn't going to be a battle. That's what I need. Somebody to tie my shoes. Before the match, I said there's always a chance any given Sunday. I'm into this one, and there's the opportunity. The window is certainly bigger to get through than I thought it was going to be. Right footer from Cardiff City, all pushed all the way out. Kehoe, that's got to be a free kick to us. Yeah, not vertical. Oh, that wasn't Kehoe. Sorry, that was. Wait, I've got the wrong number. Is that Cook? Must be Cook. 21. Sorry, it looked like a 27, and I was like, I don't have a number 27. Right, Ruth. I went out. Let's be fair. I had a really good morning with my boys and running around with. But there was a big empty hole. Uh-oh. A giveaway going the other way. Oakley 18 area. Dell's out. Cross. It's in. See, and that's just a giveaway in the middle of the pitch, and you can't do that with these girls. It's too much pace. That's unfortunate because just as we were saying, we're in it. And we're building up and things are going, we get a turnover and it goes the wrong way. And I wanted to keep them under pressure for as long as we could. Let's get an answer right here. Yeah, just too much space. Too much space over on that side and just gets over to the other side. And it was a good shot. Dell out to take away the angle and just beats her to the right and sneaks it in on the post. It's a nice little touch over the top and just nobody there. Defender gets out, Dell gets out. Other than the breakdown that led to her getting the ball, everybody came in and filled in neatly as Fuller gets racing over to try to cover that off. But you gotta give it to her. That's the message right now, right? Shake it off, stay focused, jump into it. And the thing is we've had our opportunities and turnovers can happen at any point in time. Gibbard gets it up to Lightfoot on the left-hand side. Steps over the ball a little awkwardly, but gets it across. And I don't know why Cairns couldn't just step up and get that. But anyway, we've recollected it and build up, ladies. Long shot from Kara. Would have liked to have seen that taken some time in the build-up. Somebody's got a knock for Cardiff City. It looks ugly with the rain there, doesn't it? Big, heavy, thick rain coming in. But 1-0 down, 17 minutes, and I don't know what happened to Bannon. And there is a new player on their lineup that I haven't seen before. I believe it was Smith that I didn't have in any of my rosters before. Looks like that's Cramps. Oh, not just one, thrashed. I think the goals, 4 goals against, were 61-12 off the top of my head. Somebody can look at that in any event, but they only allowed 12 goals all season. Wrexham scored 2 of them, but they throttled everybody. Swansea, they had some struggles with, to be fair, but everybody else they handled comfortably. I think in our games, just again off the top of my head, I think the goals, 4 goals against in 5 games, including the other cup match, was 17-2. But they will represent Wales in the European competition. One team, the winner of the league, gets to go. What we really need, and this is a call out to the women's national team, is get Wales up the FIFA rankings. But it's not the FIFA. Is it the FIFA rankings that affects the coefficient? Anyway, get the coefficient higher, because if you get the coefficient higher, then instead of having one club team that plays in the European competitions, you get another team. And there's a long way to go, but it would be nice to get 2. And then you have to decide, do you give it to the second place team in the league? Do you give it to the team that wins the Welsh Cup? If it's not the champion, who do you give that to? So, but I was surprised to see that Wales, as far as the coefficient goes for that competition, is 41st in Europe. So there's some work there that has to be done. Wilkinson responsible with the Welsh national team now. Good old Canadian lass. Do you favor violence? Is that what we're getting from you? I'm going to reach in and pull out a yellow card here for Cairns. Little bit late in the tackle there. I thought it was, and then I went, that's a good question, and I don't have the answer as to how the coefficient is determined. But it should be known, and I'm going to have to look that up if somebody doesn't in the interim. I mean, how else would you determine if not the national squad? Because you've got no other way, or I guess outcome and results from the other teams that are going in. So then you really want Cardiff City to go into the European competition and throttle everybody to potentially be able to get a second club that goes. But I think it's more than that. Nice little dance there by Cairns to get it over. Cairns was she one of the new signees that I missed, because I don't recall her there, but we've got a corner over on the left-hand side. Let's go. Lily running over to take this one. Small pensions for violence. Is that what we're determining here? In swinger. It's there. It's dangerous. It falls down to kick that thing. Kicker's out. The ball's still loose. Oh, and then it goes to the left of the post. Ah. Beautiful, beautiful entry cross into the corner, into the box. Just all sorts of trouble. Couldn't get cleared. I thought the keeper could have been able to get out there and get there, but just so flat and so hard. And she does actually get it, but she just pushes it right into the middle of the mob. And that kick just to the left. Foot and a half. Taking my positives. Love it. On the hunt. That's the best. I'm not going to get angry. Take my positives. I'm going to use that with my children. You take your positives. Oh, man. We're in it. Let's go. Cardiff City with it. Long looping giveaway. Is it going to cause any problems? Kehoe just putting the challenge on, just to be able to put the challenge on as Dell gets it out to, I don't want to look. Love it up on the right-hand side. I wasn't sure if that was Allen or Lovett. I had to see who was in. Take your positives or else. I'm adding that one. My other one that I actually use it with my kids is air your grievances. Fine then, air your grievances. They're going to be troubled when they go to school. If they get into a fight and somebody yells at them, all right, go on then, air your grievances. Cardiff City just letting it roll in the center backs, improving the passing percentage as they share it. We're happy to let them kick it around in the back as they get it up to Oakley onto the right-hand side. And she's always got an appetite to run, and she beats Lightfoot, and away she goes. Beats another one. Dell coming out. Comes and collects. Good stuff. "23 minutes in. It's been a good one. Nothing to take away from either team. I gotta. Oakley left wide open, but able to collect it. Whew, that's twice. And I don't know if that's Davis that's over on that left-hand side. Love it, Alan Davis. I'm assuming it is. That's twice now where Davis has been given too much space to Oakley. Somebody that quick. Now, maybe credit to Oakley. She's just part ninja and able to sneak around with all that pace. And by the time she gets over there, Davis is just like, how the hell did you get over there? They said that they were going to be coming to the U.S. Now, they have announced that they're playing in the TST tournament, 7 of the women. I don't know if that's the extent of what's happening or if there's more. I think we would have heard by now, but maybe within the week after this game wraps up. I think it's hard because it's semi-pro, and as much as it's a free trip and all that sort of stuff. So for the 7 women that can go, that's got to be I mean, I'm all for shoulder charges and the battles, but she pulled her down and crawled up on over top of her. Doesn't matter. We got the ball and cleared it into their space. Ooh, that's clearly a yellow. I'd call that an orange. That was definitely late. Like I like my crunching tackles, but that one was late. Not as reckless as the Cairns foul. Ball's away. Oof. Yeah, okay, that's yellow. I'm comfortable with the yellow, but that one's not. Just only a hint of orange. I'm hoping you're right. I have no way of knowing one way or the other. But I do think that because their full-time job, as Don said, it's going to be tough to do a longer tour. And they've got to find competition. So I don't know what you know what? Stick them in Portland on the Rex Coast. The Portland Thorns. Oof. Shoulder charge. That's not a card. That's a fair challenge. Oakley's. It was just a bump. Yeah, it was just two players colliding. Steps over top. That's Allen. Yeah, she just went over. It's a free kick. Two players colliding. I'm okay with that. And I guess the question is too: do you put them over on the East Coast because that's just a change of pace and allows those Wrexham fans that are over on the East Coast to get an appetite? Plus, it's a lot less travel. It's a lot easier to get in and out. Or do you fire them up and put them up against the Portland Thorns? Can I think of another West Coast team? I mean, that's the class of the women's teams in North America for club competition, right? I'll tell you, and I think Sinclair's doing her last year. Sinclair, greatest women's football player to ever play the game. Sorry to my American friends. Leading scorer, played on a team that didn't have all of the stars, and she strapped up the club. Gold medalist at the Olympics. She's the GOAT. I think she's still playing at Portland. Man, that would be a dream. That's a good one too. The only stadium built exclusive for women's football. I'd be all for it. I don't think that they're up for the, maybe it'd have to be an academy side as here comes Cardiff City moving, and that's clipped her heels. I think that was a free kick. Got her in the heels, unintended, but ended up clicking her heels. A little ruby red slipper action. Just no place like home, and knock your heels together. And here comes right there. That step in, hit her left foot, bumped it into her right foot, and she went down. It wasn't a lot of contact, but it went down. Bromley win the national playoff and go to the EFL for the first time in their history. Well done, John, for following that one along. They deserve it. W&G, thanks for being here. And did I see you earlier or not? Good for them. And now we're just waiting to see who else is coming forward. Is this one, what is this, 22 yards out? Going to be a right footer from the left-hand side. 3 in the wall, up, looping, far, and over. It's good. And they say we're not football fans and we know nothing, Deandra. Here we are following what's going on with other clubs, even outside in the 5th tier, and still doing their thing, right? $1,700 at the Rodney Parade. That's did I hear that right? Did they just say that the women's match had more attendance than the Welsh Cup? If I heard that right, I think that's fascinating. See, what I said that I kind of wanted this year rather than the Whitecaps, and I know it's never going to happen because they don't do it, but they've got the U20 FIFA World Cup that's happening in July, but ends up in mid-July. And I thought, why not have Wrexham play those clubs? Carrick in there with a right-footed swinger to try and get that through, blocked and goes the other way. She's been in the mix. 30 minutes to go, and love it. Nice little interception there. And here we go again. Kara can't get to it. And where did that whistle come from? Oh, playing advantage, and I missed a foul. I thought, why doesn't Wrexham play the Canadian U20 national team and the US U20 national team, and then go back over into Wales and play the Welsh U20 national team? It'd be after the World Cup, and share the profits with the actual programs rather than giving it to Vancouver Whitecaps or Chelsea or whoever. Give it to US soccer, Canada soccer, Wales soccer, the FA. But I think that would be brilliant, right? It's still a showcase. Tell the U20 kids you're not out there to earn a spot. We're out there to let these guys stretch their legs, and you're funding the programming. And I would love to go and watch and know that I'm buying the ticket and I'm helping both clubs, right? They did about a decade ago. There's only happened maybe 12 or 15 times. It has happened. It hasn't happened with the U20 teams. And I think it's probably because it's difficult to collect everybody together. Well, maybe not so much in Wales, but the US and Canada, you got logistical issues because you've got all these players all over the place. But that's just it, right? Man, you give them the income. How great would it be for Canada, US soccer, or Wales soccer to be able to pay for their trips to get the kids more time? It just builds the programming. And Rob and Ryan can say, screw it. Who am I helping? I'm helping out the US, I'm helping out Canada, and I'm helping out Wales. Everybody else gets stuffed. I'm not showing up. They don't need to play the Dutch, no offense, national team. They can shade it a little. I'm sure that they will. They'll play the Australians and the Brazilians because there's affinity there. But I love that idea. And I floated around a couple of times and nobody really bought on it. But, right? It's worth a phone call, is all I'm saying. It's worth a phone call. And you have direct control over things. So, you imagine being a 19-year-old kid who's looking to try and break into an MLS squad, and all of a sudden you kind of get spotted, and you get a line through the grassroots with the national clubs because you're playing friendlies and not giving them money. You're sharing profits with them. I might have to look at the regulations to make sure that the reason they stopped doing it 10 years ago was because they felt maybe that was an issue. But I'd be all for it. Long ball still there. Oh, just a missed touch there by Cairns. Brooke not able to get that, and it goes forward, and Lily knocks it down to Cairns. Cairns a little heavy on the first touches today. Positionally and pace-wise and effort, she's been all over the place. Just a little bit, that's had 2 or 3, a little too heavy. Will be a little bit warmer. As far as temperature goes, almost exactly the same. England and Vancouver get the exact same amount of rainfall, or pretty damn close, between England and Wales, or England and Wales and Canada over the course of the year. But ours is double the amount in the winter and half the amount in the summer. So it's less rain. It should be glorious. Knock on wood. If it's not, the rain shouldn't be that significant. You usually have pretty good days in July. And it's a retractable roof in the stadium anyway, so won't have to worry about that part. Yeah, and that's what they said last year was the Wrexham men. Everybody was there for the Wrexham. Oh, dangerous pass, and asking Dell to come out, and well done. Dell hammers that one down, but now she's got to get back and go forward. Dell down on that challenge. She seems to be okay. Smiles being shared anyway as Dell gets run into. Yeah, infrequent, right? Like if it rains, it's going to come, and then it's not like the prairie rains, right? Where it comes tearing through and you can see it coming and being like, you got 3 hours left. That's how I remember playing sports and being able to see the clouds over on the horizon, being like, yeah, that's about 3 hours away. And then just watching the cell come dump over top of you and run over. Super Del Morgan with the stop. And haven't been a lot of pressure recently. We're down in the right area. There's Kara Dix. Missed tackle by the Cardiff defender trying to get that ball, and it landed to Kara and ended up having to be cleared. And now it's Fuller stepping up from the back line to try and... Does she have the Tozer bomb? She's cleaning it up as though she's got one. Into the box, into the area. And cleared away there by, I believe that's Cook. Craig, how are you? Good morning. Nice little touch, still coming forward. Just maybe a little bit too heavy. Fuller with it now, gets it back. Davis dances around Oakley. That's nice. Put her on her back heel. And then loses the ball, but going to be able to get collected here. Oh, I'm sorry, Deandra. Tozer bomb. Played out to Whitefoot. Can she get there? Lightfoot not going to be able to get it. Darn it. We're still working. This is, a 1-0 down against Cardiff City. You'd like to imagine finding one before the end of the half here. Nice. Well done by Gibbard. Cross into the box. It's odd miss header. It's down 18-yard box. Still loose, still scrambling. Everybody on their back heels. Come on, Lightfoot, stay up on your toes. She was a little bit rested and relaxed as it bounced off of Karen's and came forward. I don't know if she could have got to it anyway, but still there. Too soon. Too soon. Carol Allen, the back line all the way forward, like 40 yards out as Fuller's looking to get this into the area. Defender gets it. Ooh, foot and then shoulders. Still loose. An awkward clear, and they're going to get it. Ah. Whoa. I'm smashing things. I hope I don't end up hitting something that dropped the keyboard. I'm going to have to... Did I close a bunch of stuff off? I did so. Nothing formal, Chris, that I ended up seeing. I'd bring your comment up, but I ended up blowing up my chat. Nothing formal that they ended up suggesting, and so I'm gonna say it's just because of pace. That's the only thing I can come up with if it was an injury. So there's changes about, right? Oh, and when I smash things, I set things off. Just give me a second here. I gotta fix things live on the fly. And if the chat's down for a second, I will fix all that as we get into it. Oh, and I put it in the wrong spot. Bugger me. Don't drop your keyboard sitting on your lap and you won't have to end up fixing everything on the fly, right? I haven't, and I don't know the answer to that question either as to where she would be. They're talking about the importance of the second goal, and I am all over that. I think that that's exactly right. And we should be back. Taking my positives. Yeah, we're back. My apologies. 38th minute. I'm going to put my keyboard up over somewhere so that it doesn't fall. I just... Opportunity. Missed that feed through. I tell you what, Karen's, I haven't seen very much of her because she was a late addition to the club, and she's looked like one of those players that just the ball seems to find her. She's had a couple of missed touches with her first touches on a couple of occasions, but the ball just seems to end up on her feet, positionally lined up to be able to take ball away, to end up opening herself up to receive ball. I've been impressed. No, I think that's the wrong. I don't think that's Rosie's character, and to me, it's worked. I mean, the issue that I was talking about this earlier. You've been outscored 17-2 in 5 games previously. The closest game you've got was 3-0 or 3-1. Sorry, we had a 3-1 game. You've got to do something to change it up, and I think the Gibbard and Cara Jones combination up front has done well. I think that Cairns has had herself a great game. We've had some trouble down the wing. I thought it was going to be Kehoe that posed this, but here's the person who's been giving us problems is Oakley. Is this Oakley Davis combination has been a battle and a struggle, and it just proves to be there on the entry into the box. Oh. Whoo, a little bit slow for Dell getting over there. And it could be that she's just sick. It could be. But at the end of the day, I think this is Cara Jones' coming out party. She's had herself a good one, and I'd like to be able to see her score one. Anyone in red score one. I could see that definitely happening. Put out Cara to throw around her pace, and then when she gets gassed, the way she comes out is here comes the cross, out swinger, played back out, and it's put into long looping, and Dell just easily up to collect it. Good stuff. And that was Bowen, long thumping 3-on-3 in the middle of the pace, and it's a missed touch, and come on, Karen's not able to get there as it just rolls a little bit too far. And Cook grabs it, but gives it away. Karen, see, just everywhere. Karen, nice little back heel touch. Pritchard, somebody, we found the ball outside the 18-yard box. Left footer. Nope, she's going to get it into Kara Jones. Dancing. Kara, oh. Handball? No, it didn't. It was too high. But it was close. Oh, Oakley's pace. Well done by Dickens to be able to save that one, but man. I get it. And maybe hopefully it makes her hungrier. It's not penciled in every single day. Kara Jones is on your heels. I'm okay if that message is the message being delivered over the offseason too. Make her work a little harder as here comes Kehoe, the pace on the outside, and Dell out. And well done by Dell to challenge. Just Cardiff City's wings. Kehoe, Oakley. It just never ends. Gets around Lovett on that side and just makes her way through. And Dell says, I've got no other option except make myself big, and goes screaming out to try and block you. And so she does. Arms outstretched as big as she can get. And Kehoe knocks it out. Woo! Cardiff City corner, three players all the way up out of the screen. And here comes the cross, pushed forward. Whistle blows, free kick, play it quickly. Referee blows it back on an offside. Let him play. Let him play. I thought that Lovett actually, I mean, yes, but I thought prior to that she's been solid. To me, the issues have been Dickens just losing, not really getting out positional, but or losing her angle, but being out of position with Oakley and then having to scramble to get back. Cara Jones, nice little interplay. Go on, pace. Go on, girl. Looping. Oh, taking the shot. God, she is going to be a threat. A whole summer for her. What is she, 21? Has the little cheeky peek. Find one. Find one. I want this to be the breakout party. 12 goals for the year. Find one now. All is wonderful. And I'm probably going to be annoying next year because I was like, people got the votes wrong for player of the season, in my opinion, for whatever it's worth. And so I'm going to have to put a video out that is like, vote for this person and why. Oakley's pace, again, fended off. Well done by Allen, who was over there on the throw a little bit back behind Dickens for coverage. And well done for her defending that, but we're going to get a throw in the other way. Back up. Aaron, we need to have one of our defenders closer to the middle of the pitch, please. Cross into the area, deflected away. The keeper all the way out to just bash that out. 1 minute at a time. This has been a good one. This has been one that we've been in it. We've had our fair share of chances. Really, the goal, the byproduct of a bit of a turnover and a great first pass into an empty space, and didn't have an opportunity to get it. And Oakley being able to dance, but they've had about equal number of scoring chances as we've had, and we're going to get one here late. I would have liked Gibbard. I would have liked to have held on to that. That would have been a hell of a shot to be able to find the back of the net from that far out. But if you're Steve and you're going into the halftime, you got to be feeling good about this. There's even some smiles on the bench. Not from the young anchors who's sitting in the back. Did you ever look nervous? There's the whistle, the halftime show. I'm hoping they give the statistics for these somewhere out there, and I would love to see the Adran League end up improving that as far as how many times did you go to their website over the summer or over the course of the season and end up getting the spinning circle and the wheel and not being able to figure out what's there. But well, this is the FA Cup, but as far as the Adran Premier League works, 8 teams in the league, and 1 team gets relegated. So we came up last year, 2 leagues below the North and the South, and then those 2 teams play in a 1-game playoff to find out who ends up getting promotion. We were able to do it last year in a game that, let's be fair, Del Morgan, our goalkeeper, probably won that one for us. A lot of people say we didn't deserve to go up. Or win that game. Didn't deserve to go up. I didn't deserve to win that game. But we made it through. So then once you enter into the competition, there's 8 teams that are left. The only prize in all of women's Welsh football is winning the league. This is a prize, you get a trophy, but winning the league gets you your opportunity to play in Europe. And what they do is they have a home and away with all 7 teams, so 14 games. At the end of the 14 games, they split the team into half. Top 4 end up playing again in the championship 4. The bottom 4 play in the plate. The lowest team, and they all do a home and away again, so another 6 games. Is that right? Sounds right. And points from before still count. And so it's not a complete refresh. And the top team earns the right to play in Europe, and the bottom team gets relegated, and that's where it's at. If that was a relatively decent explanation on the fly, then that's where it is as I get the scoreboard ready for the next one. And last year, interesting to me as far as like the growth of Welsh football in Wales is concerned, and I'm an outsider, and it's not my place, and I'm not going to be critical. But I think it's massively important to end up having semi-pro teams, and it's only going to serve. So historically the teams that have been doing well in the Adran Premier League have been Swansea and Cardiff Metropolitan University. Not so much Cardiff City, although this is their 3rd league championship, I believe. So it's 6 for Swansea, 6 for Cardiff Met, and 3 for Cardiff City. Somebody can fact check me on that if I want, but I'm fairly confident that that's what it is. And now Cardiff Met, not a pro team. I think they're going to end up struggling a little bit to keep pace, as you've got Cardiff City, Wrexham, and Swansea starting to do the push. And I don't know the length of the contracts, to be completely fair. I mean, it's hard enough to get news out of the men's contracts in the UK. So I'm not 100% certain, but I imagine it could be both. And it's really dependent on what the players end up wanting. I don't see an issue as to what they could be. I just don't know what they are. And so it's going to be on a go forward basis. I think those 3 teams, Wrexham still got some work to do on recruitment, but they found, like, Cara Jones has had a cracker. Lily, obviously, everybody knows from the documentary. Rosie's been filling in. They've added Gibbard. They've added Fuller this year. Pritchard, I believe, was new this year as well. And Lightfoot last season's player, like 2 seasons ago, young player of the year. So they've got some great capable in there. The Adran Premier League is the top, and then there's 2 down below, and I don't think that there's a formal tier after that one. So there are some amateurs that play in the Welsh Cup, if I recall correctly. Looking at things, there's some amateur clubs that play in the 1st division of the female Welsh Cup, the women's Welsh Cup. But it's not a lot of clubs. And so that's the challenge. I haven't looked up the Welsh women's coefficient for FIFA, and I haven't also looked up. And what I might want to do is look up how they determine the coefficient for how many teams you get in the European competition UEFA for the women's club. Maybe I do that now. How do they determine the coefficient? Women's Champions League coefficient. Do they tell me how on the actual website? Oh, they just rank the clubs. Maybe that's what they do. They just rank the clubs that are in there. How many clubs do they have? Do they have all of them? And they end up saying, I was hoping to get, I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, if you guys have any insight into that. It is, and it's not the FA. Wales only gets one. We're ranked. Wales is ranked 41st, or was last time I looked, on the coefficient to determine how many clubs they end up getting into UEFA. And so 41st gets you one club. That'll be Cardiff City. They won the league. Would love to see them get to having two into the UEFA competition, but I think to do that, you've got to get into top 12. Just off the top of my head, and that's a long way to go. Maybe this is worth putting a video together. It's the UEFA stuff, and even can even just briefly comment on the men and how they get there, the languages that have happened with, and how upset some people in England get when Swansea, for example, takes an English spot into UEFA. Controversy in the past. I think it would be delicious if it happened again. But yes, it is the next one is, and so we're, after this match is over, and only for one tournament, we hope that the Cardiff City women end up going over for the UEFA competition and thumping the crap out of everybody, shocking the world and pushing up the coefficient numbers so that we can end up starting to climb the ladder. And if it is the women's team, then you're hoping that Wilkinson, the Canadian coach that's gone over there, continues to do what she's been doing, and leading the Welsh national team to more success. Because we've got to climb the ladder so that you can get more things and more eyes on, and making it pro, giving women the opportunity to play and get paid for their skills and their talents is just one mechanism. You've got 1,700 that are there. You look at women's sport in North America has been toiling with some attendance stuff for maybe a decade, but man, they've been getting massive turnout for WNBA, for the Professional Women's Hockey League, getting 20,000 into the barn for their games. The Arsenal and the women's leagues over in England getting some like full house attendance stuff, and it's awesome to see. And that's more eyes on, and away we go. And that's that's an interesting story. I also think like that's a byproduct of the U.S. women's national team has been the strongest in the world for such a long time. Because it's got money behind it and it's got its college set up. I do think that the gap is narrowing between the teams behind the U.S. women's national team and even the second tier teams like the Canada, the England, the Sweden, and the teams behind them. It's getting much tighter, but that's all a byproduct of just continuing to put eyes on, and girls who dare to dream to end up playing some football, having an opportunity to go and doing it and enjoying it, right? Caitlin Clark, the effect on the WNBA, absolutely. And if you don't know Caitlin Clark, rookie playing in the Women's National Basketball Association, she by herself is what the most famous, popular basketball player, all college basketball last year. Certainly more than, name the male equivalent of Caitlin Clark from the NCAA last year, and she's massive. So I say we're better. We won the Olympic gold. We've been in it. We were robbed in London by bad refereeing that gave the U.S. women's national team the semifinal. Absolutely robbed. It was one of the more egregious football match refereeing that I've ever seen. And we talk about it still on the highlights when Christine Sinclair retired. I honestly couldn't name one single NCAA male basketball player. See, this year I didn't really follow because my team ended up sucking, so I had to. But yeah, it's been that sort of year. But Caitlin Clark, her jersey outsold the entire Dallas Cowboy jersey sales. I read that See, and that's the sort of stuff that you need. And the thing about the documentary too is you've got all over the world, you're going to have little girls saying, "I'm Lily, you're Rosie, I'll go be Morgan in goal," and that's not to be forgotten, right? We all end up having the players that we love because of the styles that they play, and you take the Wrexham women and you put them up against the Portland Thorns, and it's probably not going to be Cardiff City. You put up against the Portland Thorns, it's not going to turn out well. It's the same effect of dropping these teams into the Premier League in the UK, the Women's Premier League. They're not there yet, but there are kids that dare to dream, and they're seeing their stars. And so this is something that's really exciting about the whole process. And you see the Welsh women's team, I think, turning a corner at the same time as the men are playing exceptionally well. It's just if it wasn't just in my DNA through the Price family, it would be a really, really good time to be a Welsh football fan. As it is, somebody here, Chris is here from. There's too many of you guys. The Yukon Huskies winning. A Bob, John, and Tom. maybe. I don't watch the NBA. I prefer college basketball and college football. But I didn't watch this year. I was too busy doing Wrexham in my spare time. And so I've had to take it away. I've now jumped back onto the Canucks bandwagon, but let's be honest, I've struggled to follow them over the course of the year. So we're waiting for this one to come back. If you haven't joined in and you haven't tuned in, and I got to change my clock. I didn't hit the set button. There we go. If you haven't been here before, Sean, hi, how are you? I've only got like about 30 or 40 of you, but you're probably mostly familiar people, but go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that already, and the like button, let people know that we're out there. This is going to be the last watch party of the season as the tears fall, and we won't be back until they're playing Bournemouth as the first one before Chelsea, and that's where we're at. But watch parties, I'm going to try and put some videos together. I met with a bunch of people yesterday, members, and chatted about goals and things that were working and things that weren't working, and I've already started to try to implement them. It's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. And yes, the Olympics this summer, plus you've got the Copa America, plus you've got the Euros. It's going to be bonkers. It's going to be, there's sports all over. It's not going to be the regular stuff. It's not going to be like watching. Yeah, Euros. Deandra, are you going to choose the Euros over Copa America with the big change to the Copa America? I mean, they've now welcomed. If you don't know, how did everyone become Wrexham fans? Anybody who wants to comment on that? I mean, I'm a season one end of joiner. Was looking for a club. My wife is from Doncaster, and I didn't want to cheer for the Rovers. I went to a couple of games. Didn't think anybody was passionate enough for me. Full stop. They could have been. Panama could have been in Copa America, or did they qualify? No, it was Jamaica that ended up qualifying. They invited 4 teams from North and Central America to end up joining the South America teams into the Copa America. So it's the first time that South America has expanded and let us in. Mexico, the United States, Canada, and Jamaica are the 4 that are in. Is Costa Rica a 5th? Man, I'd have to go and look. But we're in. There's a bunch of North American teams and Central American teams, so it'll be fun to watch. For Canada, we got Argentina, Chile, and Peru that are coming up. Mexico's probably the favorite and the one. It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, it hooked me. And then the second component to what happened was the end of season 1 happened while season 2 was going on. Just started. Is that when it was? Round about that time. And so it was listening to Mark and then going from that into chatting, sending emails, I guess, to the Vanarama League to say, look, help us get on streaming, and then stream the last half of the season. And then over the summer, I was like, I need to find out about all these teams. And so I started doing a bunch of research and was like, I've learned some things. Maybe I just put it out on the internet and see if people like it, because maybe there's other people who want to learn this stuff too. And so I started making the videos, and now here we are a year later, so close, 20 people away from 2,000 subscribers, which I would love to get to, because it's going to probably sit there for a long extended period until I get over 2,000 without the watch party, which usually tends to drive the bus as far as those subscribers are concerned. but I'm having a good time with it. Yeah, it was, and it's just been the transition since as there's Rosie waving to the crowd as we're getting back underway here. I didn't listen to see if there were any halftime subs, and I guess we'll find out soon enough. Kara's still out there under the ball. Halftime, back into it now, and a 1-0 Cardiff City as they end up pushing forward here. That's got to be a foul early on, but nothing given. And so if you're not watching, Cardiff City's going from right to left on your radio dial, and Wrexham from left to right. Hey, M. And that's still the dream, is for me to get out there. I'll take the friendly as a substitute, but I'm hoping once we figure out the house thing, we'll be able to get over there at some point. That pass just a little bit behind, but nice little touch still. We're into it. That was a nice little flick on there from Gibbard trying to get it out to Cara, but just a little bit too far. And here comes Oakley burning down that side, but it rolls out. Good stuff. I hope all is wonderful. Right? I'm interested to see if we go free to air in North America. Can you make as much off the sponsorship as you are off of the streaming stuff? Love it. Nice little flick over the defender there. Well done. Somebody had to communicate to Fuller that somebody was coming out in her back pocket. There you go. See, there's internationals everywhere, Ruby. Come on now. Oh, that's no fun. But better to have it now than while it was in the heat of it, I guess. Yeah, no FOTMOB stats, and that's one of the things that I'd love to see end up growing and developing is the details and the statistics. If you haven't been to, let me get the address in full so that I don't misdirect you. Wrexham AFC archive.co.uk. And I haven't met, and I don't know the name of the person who put this together. I know their Twitter account, but they've added the women now. So all of the women's stats are available, and God bless whoever's done that, who's every single men's game, all the women and men and academy players that have ever played for Wrexham, the entire history, the compendium of it is at wrexhamarchive.co.uk. Giveaway here, Kehoe, but well done. Well done by Cairns, who has been everywhere. As a midfielder goes, just positionally everywhere. A little bit heavy on the first touches. I've said that a couple of times before, but a vacuum cleaner in the midfield who just ends up finding things. You can sign up with a VPN for Audio Pass, and then when you log in, it's there. Interesting. The little tips and tricks of the VPN. I'm frustrated that the VPN never can crack the BBC. Every once in a while, they have some games or something I'd like to watch on BBC, and I can't crack that one, but that's a topic for a different day. Yeah, that's actually, let me write that down and add that to the list of ideas. You guys gave me so many ideas. I think I've got 3 years of work left. No, but it's brilliant, Vince. That's awesome. Where are they now? But it's going to be a good summer, and I am planning to do some of the watch parties, at least for the Canadian clubs, the Canadian stuff that's out there. France, the Netherlands. Who else are we playing? And then Argentina, Chile, Peru, and then I'd wrap it up with Japan. And if we make the quarters or the semis, and that's awesome. No, I would assume that they don't. Is there's a foul there, and I love I love Cook doing that's not a foul. Yes, it was. You just lost possession. You stuck the hip out. And you flipped the girl over top. Lost position. Came on back. Hip goes through. I thought she got hip as well as shoulder, but we'll take that. So if you have been joining late, this has been a good one. Let's be honest, Cardiff City has dominated Wrexham throughout the season, but not so much in today's game. Whether the decision for Hughes was strategic or whether it was based on injury or illness, Cara Jones, Gibbard have been up front and causing problems, and we've been putting as much pressure on them as they have on us. The goal, a byproduct of a bad giveaway, and then a nice little pass that landed on the boots of Oakley, and she was able to beat Dell on the left-hand side. But the defenders have been there for us. It's been Cara Jones and Karen's really stirring the drink in the middle of the pitch, and some really good touches and interplay. For them, it's been pace. Kehoe on the left side, Oakley on the right side, and just running down the wings and trying to build from there. But for us, trying to build through the middle and nice little deft touches. I would like to see a little bit more, but we've had some long kicks. Yes, John, there is. It's just I've recorded it like about twice, and Then deleted it twice because it's just there's so much content and it's so frustrating to try to put it together properly. And I haven't been and then I put it the last time I deleted it, I was like, I need to take a break and come back to it when it's fresh because it just didn't sit with me. It wasn't what I wanted to get communicated. So the research is essentially done, and I'm thinking what I might do is I might draft it and put something together and then send it off to one of the academy websites and see if they want to review it and have a look at it, because there's so much content and I just don't want to get it wrong. It's taken a long time. I think Don, I think you're right. As here we go cross. I got it on the outside of her boot, but still there. Nice, it's still there. Header, come on. Light foot with the right foot. It had the chance to get it, and she's saying it can't be off of my foot. And it's been like this, right? We've been in the mix. Pritchard gets it in. Cara Jones flicks it up, and then Karen's, who's been everywhere, right? Like that's if the ball's coming from the sky to the ground. I'm just getting used to seeing number 6 in red standing there waiting for the ball, and I got flicked over to Lightfoot. Man, that would have been a goal if Lightfoot would have got that up off of a header and then another header and then moved over in a volley. And here comes the pace down the wings that we have to deal with, and that was Fuller. Well done. Hey, card that. Oh, you're just going to have a stern warning to her? You're already on a yellow, Cook. If you're going to end up late sweeping somebody twice, I'm going to give you a yellow. So ESPN Plus, which if it's on ESPN Plus, that means it's also going to be on Sportsnet in Canada, Sportsnet Plus. And there, if you go to Live Soccer, I'll get that one at the end. There's a website that has every single game and how you end up watching it for every football match all around the world. And so you can find your streaming services wherever you live and bring it up. They do a remarkable job. I don't know how they've determined it, because it's madness just following one team, and they follow every team in every league. Yeah, I think, Don, the only thing that hesitated is it would have been a red. That would have been second yellow to a red. So I think you give her the chat, right? Brenda says the same thing. I think it was late enough. Like, she lost the ball to Fuller. She swiped it out. Okay, I'll just look for it now. And then I'll try to put it into the... Oh, don't do that. They're saying, the broadcast are saying, if you're listening to Mark, that they feel like there's some disruptions and some frustration from Cardiff City, which that's what I was hoping for, right? Allen up to Cara. Cara, she's got on the right-hand side. Nice little pass. Come on, Pritchard. Hammer this in. Ball was pushed too far forward. Yeah. So close. pushed the ball forward and they got just out of range. Had the chance. No problem, Ruby. It's a lifesaver, but you know what? It's not a lifesaver because now you're going to be watching more football. We are storming them. Come on, girls. Heavy first touch. I'm making a t-shirt. That's what it's going to say. Heavy first touch. But watch right there. She pushes it here. And then, even the broadcaster, she pushed it too far forward and allowed the defender to get over there. Heavy first touch. As soon as it happened. In behind, Dell's got to come out and scramble. I'm loving this game. I am loving this game. Punch, counter punch, two teams at it. One mistake being the difference. A little bit softer on the through ball there to Cairns, and we would have had a run. And that was well taken. But we are threatening. Like this isn't just pomp and pageantry. We are into it. What somebody should really do is, this probably maybe me, do an audit of all how to watch and all of the streaming services that are out there. It just changes so much, and it's going to change again because of the whole iFollow changeover and Sky Sports buying a bunch of stuff. You're going to get different games, domestic services. What I'm hoping is they don't just make it such a mess. So Brooke Cairns coming out. Interesting, because I thought she. My first time seeing Brooke today, and she everywhere. 17-year-old Annie Small, who I haven't seen. There's your answer. But yeah, I'm interested to see what ends up happening next year with the coverage. Back-to-back throws for us. There's the possession, 61% to 39. Let's take this thing. I don't want this to be like, we're into it and we can really do it next year and it's a confidence builder and something to be excited about for the year. Footsteps in the objects in the rear view mirror are closer than they appear sort of method. I want, come and take this. F next year. Now, I don't even want to get anxious about it. I'll just wait until something's announced and then we'll worry about it. Because I don't even want to contemplate because it's just such a mess. Cardiff City with the push. Massive improvement. I watched Cardiff City matches where I never really... Hold on. That's a egregious hold. Kehoe just... Kehoe's a full international for Cayman Islands in rugby and in football. That's impressive. Yeah, 5-1. We lost 6-0, 3-1, 3-0, 3-0. And the games weren't really, they were those games where Cardiff City scored early and then just sort of sat back and we never pushed through and never pierced. Here we're getting through, at least when we had Cairns on. I'm hoping with the sub we're able to do it. But it's not just possession for possession's sake. It's not Notts County possession. This is real possession where we've been threatening. Yeah, and I misspelled Kehoe. It's K-E, and I feel bad about doing it. But yes, Renaissance woman and a beast. DeAndre, you're going to be having to accommodate some Wrexham scouts, bring them over and go through the Caribbean islands, find these women that can come over to Wrexham and light up the world. So an extended delay here as treatment comes out from that hold, and you wonder whether something was pulled or something happened in the. Getting the chance to look at some of those highlights, and I'd like to see that pass through that. Was it Pritchard who had the opportunity moving forward on the right-hand side as they show the Oakley goal here? They started that replay still a little bit too late. I wanted to see how that ball ended up coming over the top. I mean, I know it came from a pass, but I wanted to see the giveaway prior to the passes. We're back underway, so we'll end up having at least 3 minutes of added time on this one. And I'm surprised we haven't seen Dickens, who I thought Dickens was exceptional in the midfield, and I actually voted for her for player of the season. 20 starts, 24 appearances, played almost every game. Pritchard up again. We're going to get a throw in on the right-hand side, but it's just continual pressure, right? At some point, you keep smashing an egg, it's got to break. Just keep at her. The pass behind. That was a great late tackle on Allen after she missed the pass a little bit. And I thought I was chuckling at the replay because you can end up seeing Lightfoot being a little disgusted with the pass. Long throw over top, headed on. Was hoping to go to the right, instead went to the left. It's going to be a goal kick. I haven't been able to see Wrexham supporters in the stream, to be fair. Yeah, I'm with you, Don. If you would have told me 62 minutes into this game, given the history and how it's been going, and that we'd be in this and 1-0 down, I would have taken it. I would have thought you were never happen based on past performance. But the ladies have shown up. They've been dominating. To be fit, let's be honest. They've dominated Cardiff City in this match. They just haven't got the results for it. In the last, the pace has been there. The passing's been there. It's just a little bit around in that final third. The shot's a little, fortuitous, going for the long bombs sometimes from rather than. And when we do take that first touch, it's a little bit heavy. As Dell's got to come up and collect that. But 2-1, yeah. No one had that on their bingo card. Absolutely not. But it is a message that I think for those of the fans who haven't seen Cara Jones yet. I mean, you look at the goals this year, second leading goal scorer on the team, 12 of them. And she can thump, she can canonize a ball. Who else played? Pritchard played 26. Who else played more games? Gibbard played 27. But she's right up there with 26 leading minute woman on the team. And I think this, I don't think people knew who she was when they were voting for player of the year or young player of the year. And as I say that, she whiffs on the ball. I should reverse jinker. She's overrated. Everybody should know who she is. And the announcers are talking about when the sub will be made for Cara to Rosie. And now you're bringing in Rosie with all of her experience with back, and the back line of Cardiff City has been under pressure. And so bringing in Rosie now it's Steve's done well. This is probably as he could have scripted the match. Is now you bring in Rosie and you've got her taking on a tired back line. Anything can happen. Get a little magic as they're just passing along the back line here. And that's a tough ball to control. Yeah, and she's like, settle it down. Did you see that off the boot? I was like, that came with way too much pace out to the wing. Here come the whispers. Steve, they're planning. They're planning. I'm listening and eavesdropping to the broadcast. It's talking about whether there are potential Welsh national players that could come out of this league, and they're saying no, but hopefully that it improves. But they talk about the players that have been at like Pontypridd and other squads that have moved over to other teams, and the league's being used as sort of a stepping stone to others. But it just improves, right? You pull up the bootstraps of this league. Yes, there's going to be players that go and selfishly choose their other things, but this league gets better, and there goes, man. They have been blasting the ball off to Cook down that left-hand side, and maybe she's got a better touch than I am giving her credit for, but it's just not getting close to them. Yeah, we don't know for sure. I've been speculating that it's because they needed to have the pace to deal with the wingers and putting on the pressure in the back. But it's worked. Kara and Gibbard and Cairns, when she was on up front, have dominated possession. We're in this one, and so it's been good. Where's everybody watching from? I know we've got Canada, US, Aruba, the Netherlands, Wrexham, England, Oregon, Texas, Massachusetts. Boy, did that hit her arm, or I thought it hit her head. Did that not hit Pritchard in the head? I mean, so they called it a handball. I want to see this one again. Is the foot come off of her boot? Oh, no, it did. Just her head snapping back made me think that it hit her. Kansas, I should have known that one, ×2. Yeah, Dawn. So I'm not the only one. Just the way that she flinched when she got the hands out made it think. And yes, I guess I can't qualify as Vancouver because I'm in Coquitlam, but I work in Vancouver. I'm trying to think of when Dell's had, other than a long catch, she hasn't been touching the ball. It's been midfield or forward for us, as here comes Kara chasing things down. Work them over, Kara, and it gets it past Pritchard on the left-hand side, and that's Cook. And well done. Back line standing up. Fuller just strips it away. Lily now. Come on, Lily. Get in there. And just going to have to kick it out, and Cook deflects it, and away we go. I'm with you. I'm with you, Gail. And we're quick on the ball, headed down. It's right there. Come on. Oh, flipped away from the 18-yard. If she could have just... And I'm assuming that that's Allen. And here comes Rosie in for Gibbard. So we're going to let Gibbard and Kara Jones go for a run. Now that's good stuff. I like that decision. I thought it was going to be Kara. Yeah, Cook has been getting worked over by both her own team and our team down that left side. Come on, Rosie. The Rosie Jones combination. Let's get into this. Yep. No complaints from me. Turn and go. Use those fresh legs, Rosie, and get in there. Wrexham. So Pritchard all the way into the back now. Right-hand side. Gets it on up. Ooh, can't get it to Lily, but a little bit of a turnover there. Well done. Willie played forward. Going to be Rosie running into it. Dancing. Left foot. Crosses out towards the front. Decided to go away from the box. And two Cardiff players almost there, but Fuller gets it forward. Oh, dabba. 2-on-2, and it's Oakley pace. Yikes. Well done. Love it. Love it against Oakley. Come on, get there. And well done. Pritchard all the way comes screaming back, deflects it forward, and Morgan. So we're moving everybody forward to try to get the pressure on, leave it open. And that's always dangerous when it's Oakley and Kehoe sitting as the two people to try to burn your girls in the back. And you can see Lovett working her ass off, and Oakley on a jog dances. But here comes, well done on Lovett to hold her up, and well done on Pritchard to end up taking it. Right? Isn't that the fun part about the whole thing? And not just Wrexhamites. There are some pains in the rump that are out there. That there's that one Twitter account just rubs me the wrong way that's out there. Just started last week. But in any event, we're not going to focus on the negativity as Jones just skipped over top. Thump. Like, we've been dominating the whole game, but you're right. That's exactly like a shot of adrenaline just was given to everybody. Is now everybody's pushing forward, cross forward. Rosie flicks it up. Lightfoot's going to go and collect. You got pressure on your back. Davis running forward. We are getting after it. After it. That is true. By and large, 98%. There's like about 3 accounts, 2 that you just have to be careful with, and 1 that's whose existence only is to call out international followers of Wrexham. Well done. Allen ended up knocking that one free, banged it off the Cardiff forward, and we're going to get it. They are having words, and the ball came in from somewhere up higher, and I don't know exactly how that all happened, but well done. Pope through. Interesting. If you didn't hear that one, so if there is an equalizer, no extra time, straight to penalties at the end of this one. Yellow card comes out. That's odd. I mean, I'm not going to say that was on Oakley. I didn't, based on what was out there previously, I didn't think that was a yellow. But well, we'll take it. So Oakley took it, just a click in the back of the heels, but I didn't think it was late as some of the other challenges are out there, but maybe there's something more nefarious in it. I don't care. 20 minutes-ish left, and I'm looking for it. Yeah, just one and go straight to the kicks, just like the EFL Cup, right? Garbage. And I don't even actually know if they play extra added time. I guess they'll do the added time and then straight to the kicks. You know what's going to happen where there's a team that's going to end up drawing and going to kicks, like a National League South team that's going to end up playing Manchester United and draw them somehow into penalty kicks, and it's going to be their lost opportunity to turn the game around and go back up to Manchester to get a massive payday that would be like 3 years of their operations. And people are just going to be like, that's what you took away. That's what you took away. Oh, the joys of penalties. The coin flip. It's just not able to crack that back line as frequently as here comes the pace, and that's Kehoe. Kara Allen, wear that armband proudly, girl. You got the fastest girl on the pitch running forward with this free lane. I thought that's probably going to go in the back of the net. You can't give Kehoe that much pace. And Kara Allen with the dig and the angle, cuts her off, shoulder charge, knocks it out. Get the out of here. Woo-hoo-hoo. I don't think there's an international team that can complain about penalty kicks as much as the English, though, right? Like, when have the English ever won a penalty kick? Like, if it goes, you just expect the loss. Anyway, got a corner here to deal with on the cross. Offside flag? That final touch was going in anyway. I want to see the replay on that one. I was just about to say, I like that we still have the 3 up forward, but man, it looks like we're outnumbered in the box. In comes the corner. It lands onto a head, and she is offside. And I think this was going in anyway. It was going in anyway, and she touched it and knocked it in from an offside position, similar to the Mullen goal that happened earlier in the year, so you can't really fault it. But that header was going to go in, and she touched it, and it was offside. So that is a break. We've been on the opposite side with the men's team on the Mullen situation, where just reaction is you're sitting there, the ball's coming towards you, an empty net. She just stuck her knee out and bumped it in. Mullen-esque. I, I hate when you verb mullen for a mistake. You just mullened it. It was rather Mullen-esque. Lightfoot, can she keep it in over on the other side? She can, but the pressure all the way back to the midfield. She ran a marathon just to maintain possession there. Let's turn this into a goal, and then everybody can run over and give her the assist for working her absolute tail off just to maintain possession. Championship football, it's about doing things like that, right? Just working your tail off and saying, I'm not giving this ball up. And that was Lightfoot running around the entire pitch from about 20 yards out all the way through the midfield to keep possession. Morgan forward. Left side, Lightfoot, run some more, young lady. What did the whistle blow for? Offside. Chamberlain came running all the way out, and I didn't see where that was at. Yes, waters it. Only be able to waters it. Did they call that an offside? I'm going to end up wanting to see that as we've got a sub coming out. Oakley. And I don't know if this is a sign that Cardiff playing a little defensively. And here's the thing with them is they haven't been in a lot of tight games. I have no idea if they said offsides on the broadcast, and I was like, it has to have been for a foul or something because it can't be offsides. There was nobody. There were 3 players on the other side of the ball. So I don't know what happened. It was instinctive, but he's also a professional. I don't know. Yeah, I would love to see that one again because to me it wasn't even close. Like it wasn't. And we are being treated to a good one here as we've got possession again. What is this? 25 yards out, 30 yards out. Miss on it. And they kick it right back out. See, they're rattled. They're into just thumping the ball out and giving us possession. Just keep coming. But that can only be true if they were involved in the play, right? I mean, if I wanted to, I could go and sit on the corner flag, and as long as I came back into play and back on sign before I went the other way, I mean, it'd be horrible strategy, but you could do it. Assuming that I'm not offside and I'm running in and interfering with people as well. Well done. Cut out. That would have been small. That was well done to the new substitute that I haven't seen with the interception. Now I've lost my stream. Don't do it to me. Looks like it's a S4C problem and not a. And we're back. Unless you're Ollie, what was it? I can't remember. Uh-oh. Tell me that's not a spoiler, Ruby. Or we're all dealing with no audio now. You're just stuck with me, and I guess I'm going to have to give it to you instead of the broadcasters as it goes to Pritchard on the left side. And if you don't have Mr. Griffiths, as giving it away. Del Morgan, can she get there? She does. Punches it forward. Too much pressure the other way now from Cardiff City. Too much pressure from Cardiff City. Just a reminder, keep the spoilers because I know some of you guys might be listening to Mark and be way ahead of where we're at. I'm still at the 78-40 mark as it comes forward. Cardiff City starting to improve with the possession. Is no foul on that one, and I guess you can't call it. Just a collision of bodies there is. Don't want your center back. You don't want to be facing getting driven through by a center back. Kara Jones stepping in front of the captain Walsh. Yeah, I've got no audio, but that's fine. I'm just trying to pick up the audio just to let you guys know who's there. That did look like a hockey body check. And well done. Long ball forward down the right-hand side for Cardiff City, and the chase is on, and it's going to go too far. Let's go. $10 away plus what are we at? 4 minutes of extra time? Does that sound about right to you guys? We had the calf situation earlier, and then we had the treatment over in the corner flag. So I'm going to go with 4. So 14 minutes here to find some magic as we come forward past the midfield stripe. And that was just a bad pass. Small giveaway, but able to kind of try to work it back. But it gets cleared by the Cardiff all the way back to Chamberlain, their goalkeeper. Let's go. Walsh playing far more forward than I would have anticipated with a 1-0 lead here as we end up taking it over. Jones couldn't get the pass, and here comes Pritchard running forward. Too heavy on the touch, and it goes out of bounds. Throw in. Don says 3 or 4. John saying 6. I mean, it was an extended treatment, but I don't think there was anything else that really has slowed it down. We'll find out. Let's hope we don't need it. Let's score 2, and then we can worry about not wanting it at all. Gail thinks that was a cheap shot. Are you talking about the collision? Chamberlain, whoa. Awkward. Oh, no. Chamberlain ended up squatting on that ball, tripped, fell, whatever, ended up squatting, sat on the ball. And we had 2 attackers up there. Just kind of, you got to be confused about it. You don't expect that you're going to be, wait, can I take the ball? She's sitting on it like a hen on an egg. And so it ends up clearing it and kicking it away. And we had an opportunity. We got audio back. Whew, not the most confident clear by Chamberlain. Let's get nervy time. Squeaky bum time for them. Nervous energy. Are you going to be able to hold through? We're coming. Ooh, handball. Not called. Should have been a handball on us, but not called. And we're going to get the advantage here of an extra possession here as Pritchard has it, losing it. Gets it back. Well done by Pritchard. Here comes another one. Just bodies flying. Desperation on the ball. That's a scrap. Oh, and it comes over to Lovett and she returns it back to Pritchard. I would have been like, you know what? Piss off. I just worked my ass off for 45 seconds in a duel. Go somewhere else. Switch the play. Cook. Nice, beautiful tackle. Woo, Davis. Lead forward pass not there in Cardiff. Are the girls getting tired? Now Cardiff is starting to run and fill gaps better than we are. Won the ball, give it away just because we couldn't. Because somebody wasn't on a run, and that's. Come on, girls. Let's make some magic. How about a yellow for the time wasting? What was that? 20 seconds? Knockdown. Well done. You know what? Davis has taken over here. She's that crunching tackle there. She was like, I'm getting this ball. It's in the air. Now we're playing ping pong in the backfield. And somebody called off Lovett. Brought back to Dell. A little bit close, but Dell punches it forward. Nice little take. Whew. Was that Fuller with the touch? Heavy ball by Morgan. Just grabs it, collects it, vacuums it in, plays it forward. Let's keep this rolling. Lightfoot going to get a chance to play it down a soft header. Chamberlain's going to be asked the question, running out to the 18-yard box, and all she can do is, I thought she was going to clear it, but one person there. Who's on the left side that could have moved up there? Come on, put the pressure on. Somebody had to be in support of Lightfoot, and now we're going to get a throw into us. Late tackle, played advantage. Bainon taking a yellow. That's got to be, 4 yellows? And the chat goes quiet as everybody's feeling it this way. Staring at the clock, 84 minutes left. Chance at hardware. Come on, girls. Throw is given away, and now it's a long ball. Dell's got to come all the way out 30 yards to just clear it out, and they're going to start the clock 84:02. 84:02. Ooh, that was a dangerous tackle. Emma Bainon just ripping the tar out of her. Ooh! Allen. That was a charge. No, she's going to get a yellow card for that one. She cleared her out. And I think it was the extra hop stick and the fact that she got low. Like that was the perfect hockey hit where where you get low, or rugby tackle, digs into her. She just digs into her, blasted her through the chest. A yellow card for Allen. They were due. I think that's our first yellow of the match, isn't it? It's been 4-1 the other way. And ooh, that's a long cross forward. And Dell's going to be able to get that. If that was hooked a little bit, I thought that was going to be in swinging and cause a problem. But exactly right. If you're going to earn it, that's the type of yellow you want to get, where you just smash through somebody. Ping pong in the midfield, or pickleball in the midfield. Kara Allen just scrambling. Whoo, and she's down after that collision. Pritchard. No, not Pritchard. Sorry. Chase that down. I just feel like we're running out of legs. Do you guys? right down the blue line. Saw her at the trolley tracks. Laid the shoulder into her. Boom. It was a good one. Fuller with it. Left-hand side. Is that going to skip past? Nice pass to Lightfoot. Get there. You touch it. Oh, damn it. Rosie. No, she mishit it. That Rosie. She's frustrated. She's shaking it out. Lightfoot had the chance. Beautiful pass. Lightfoot, the only person to go and get it over on the left-hand side. Fuller serving up gems. And she's got it, and she just needs to chip it over top, but there's a save. Ends up on Rosie, and she's coming in on the volley to try and beat the goalie out, and she back heels and spins it off her foot. And that is the way to describe it. FFF. Or FFS. Damn it. We're in it. Yeah, she just left-footed, rolled it off her heel. Bugger. And there's the volley attempt by Cardiff City, and Dell now running to grab at 86 minutes. We're going to end up with 4 added, and here comes subs. I thought that was it. I thought we were going to end up going to pens. We still got time. Molly Kehoe coming out, backing things up. I hope she ends up going to the Premier League just so that we don't have to see her next year. She needs to move on to England. She's done what she can do here. She's dominated the Welsh League. Carry on. Good. Congratulations for you. Carry on. Let's get this game underway here. Blow the whistle down. Why are we waiting? And why is the clock running? And you better be adding the time at the end of this. 87-37. Clock still ticking. Dell's got the ball in hand. She's ready to go. We're waiting on a whistle. Finally. The hell is that? But then also, Dell, come on. You should have known what you were doing here before. Flicked on. Played forward. Stripped. Small tries to get it back. Step up into her. And we turn over. Good stuff. Fuller, who's been everywhere, but she gets poked through the back and turned, and here they go. Love it. Tries to play it forward, but we've got it. Play it back. Get it going the other way, Dell. I would have gone to where all of the players were over on the left side, but she comes to the right. Doesn't matter. Lily just pulls it in and waits for everybody and holds it up. Good stuff. Pritchard now. Skips. Awkward bounce. And it's out, and we're going to get a throw in at midfield. Let's go. Come on, Wrexham. How good has this game been? Like, Lily Long looking for Rosie. Another bounce over top, just like the Pritchard one before. They've overinflated these balls late in the match. Breakaway. Headed down. Lift it up over top, and it's going to go grab that extra ball. Cook. 89th minute, and Cook on a breakaway, and she ends up flicking it over Dell, and then can't get to the ball. You're not alone. We support going nuts, and we all do it together. This is a collective go nuts group. God. We'll find out in 30 seconds how much out of time, but it's Lightfoot all alone. Got Kara Jones over on the right with her. shoulder charge into the back, and but Rosie's over there, able to steal that one back, and there goes the whistle. And too much contact, I'm assuming, because they gave the free kick. It could only have been Rosie that's there. Yeah, that was well defended. Yeah, it was well defended. Rosie goes over to try and steal possession. Adran does not agree with me. Does not agree with me. 5 minutes of added time. So let's make some magic here, girls. Come on. Davis gets it over. Love it. Slips, falls. You can't play it out. You can't play it out. You got to keep it in. Kara Allen with the foul, edge of the area. And they're going to, yeah, this is going to take a minute. I didn't see the arm. I don't know what they're talking about. Finally seeing a Cardiff player sweat, so maybe they're not cyborgs after all. Only 2 in the wall, still lots in the box. I thought they'd be taking more time than this, to be fair, although because we're waiting on the ref. They're ready to go. The ref is the one who's killing the time here. That far post, go and chase that down in the corner. Is it going to stay in or is it going to go? It's gave it away. Frick. Bainon with a long strike. Gorgeous shot. Top left corner. That's going to seal it. Poop. That was a goal. That was a goal. 35 yards out, right footer, top left corner, just a curling dart from distance. That was some guy to give it to her. Right footer, and yeah, you can't, like, there's nothing, like, that's one of the best goals I've seen as far as just stepping into one from distance and saying, I'm going to put it into that small little circle in the top left of the corner. All off the giveaway, right? Like, you've got the time in the corner and just sort of pumped up the pitch instead of sitting and waiting and letting everybody set up. Give it to her, but it got the perfect pass from whoever passed it forward by us over on the right-hand side. Was that Pritchard over on the left? Bugger. Ruby's still feeling it. Still have time. Let's get into it. 2 minutes left. We would need some magic. That's my take on it too, Deandra. Subs are coming in to let everybody get a running on the ball, running on the game. I'd like to say it's classy, but I actually think that this is garbage. Just let the clock go out. It's not high school football where you've had somebody play water boy all day long. It's semi-pro football. Get to the end of the game. Dell has to come up and clear off of the line on that one. %. And I want to be able to get there right now, but I won't until afterwards. I will walk away from this one, and I will definitely feel like there is a lot of optimism with this team, where the delta between Cardiff and Wrexham, I thought, is there any way we can make that up in even the next year or 2, 3 years? Like, it's going to take some players to come in. It's going to need some overhaul. We're nowhere close to Cardiff. I don't think that that's the case anymore after this one. Like, we've added. I hadn't seen much of Fuller, hadn't seen much of Small, and I haven't seen Kara Jones in about 2 months. And man, 3 months. Man, the step up, the level in their quality of play, we're closer than I thought. Still changes to be made, but it's we're in it. we're in it. Kyla Cook. Woodwork. Missed Dell on the... Dell tried to collect it, missed her, and ended up being shot right-footed off the woodwork. And so we're still at 2-0. Don't give the penalty. Shouting for a penalty past 5 minutes of extra time. Classless. Yeah, and there's something to be said about the Cook with the yellow cards. Oof. Not entirely frustrating, and I would have loved to have got the win. You go into the game and you don't think that you're going to end up, you're just trying to be competitive is where I was hoping and wanted to be able to see some stuff. But the girls, they outplayed Cardiff City. They deserved a better result today. And I never thought that those were words that would utter my lips, to be fair, when this all started. Is that Pyrrhic victory? Pyrrhic victory, whatever you want to call it. It's, yeah. And is it Pyrrhic or Pyrrhic? Because I've only ever seen it written. But it's been, yes, that's the message that we want, right? The biggest thing for me is I need Doncaster to win, because I didn't make my chance to go and get my chance to go and watch in my wife's hometown, the club I support. They live, I don't know, a 5-minute drive, 10-minute drive away from the Keep Moat Stadium. I want Doncaster to stay with us and follow us up into League One on the men's side. To those that are here, hey, before you leave, subscriber button if you haven't gotten there, like button if you haven't got the chance. I'm going to turn my mind and attention to doing other videos and other things. And that's the final whistle. It's over, and I don't need to see the celebration. I'm not going to get into that. It would be awesome if the women were coming to Vancouver. For sure. Doncaster, only because MK to stay down, and MK can blow up, right? That's I'm all for that. But that was impressive. It was, well, you know what? I will take that, especially because it felt like the divide was getting bigger. Like at the start of the year, it was 3-0, 3-0, and you're like, or 3-1, and you're like, you know what? We're into this. And then it just got the gap got bigger, 6-1, 5-0. And they were on it. They were into it. And so everybody who's got to run, do your thing. Thank you so much for joining, having a blast, as we always do. I just got rid of the scoreboard. That's how much I didn't like it. Had a blast as always. You're very welcome. Thank you for showing up and having fun with us and having a chat. It's going to be painful now because we've got to wait all the way until July until there's another match. I am planning to do, probably on a different channel, I'll keep everybody posted, the international matches. I want the Red Horde to be Wrexham only. I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, and I'm going to cover another match over on this one. I'll create another YouTube channel, and potentially with somebody else, and we're going to run some internationals there. So at least we'll have that over the summer, and the other videos are coming out. So stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, the notification, follow it all. And I'm on Twitter, and there's a Rex Coast Vancouver group if you're planning on coming and you want some updates as to what's happening there. Keep along. It's going to be a busy summer in any event. And we are less than a month away from the window opening. We'll find out what players are potentially coming and leaving. Well, we know mostly who's leaving, and that hurts. But I think there could be writing on the wall depending on where our signings are as well. So awesome stuff. Frustrating day. It's the end of the Wrexham season 2023-24, and it was a beautiful thing. Like the women are into it, asserted themselves right. The men gained back-to-back promotion and are now up into League One and going to be pushing clubs like Birmingham City, Brummies, for what I'm hoping is a top 10 finish. Whether that's playoffs and onwards or otherwise, we'll see. But should be fun. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm going to go and do other things and enjoy the rest of the Sunday. May you have a good one as well. And thanks for taking part with this one. And we will see you later. Oh, and Don fires off the question. You think Leighton going signals perhaps a better chance? No, I don't think it influences. Leighton injured and has to move on in any event. Has no influence on Ogunquo in my eyes anyways. Ruth, thanks for being here. Have a good one, everybody. And we're out. Take